Another meditational video for Formula 44. Today we have selected a verse from chapter 7 from Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God. It is Jnāna-vān Yoga, the union with God with the knowledge of the spiritual science, both theoretical and practical. Gyan is the theoretical knowledge and Vigyan is the practical realization. So what verse are we going to discuss? 7:19. The verse says in Sanskrit, bahūnāṁ janmanām ante jñānavān māṁ prapadyate vāsudevam sarvam iti sa mahā-ātmā su-durlabhaḥ. After many births of repeated spiritual practices, one gets to know the divine, one gains the knowledge, and then he surrenders to Vasudev, who is the supreme entity, the Lord Shree Krishna. So, in this verse, we can smash one of the typical myths that bhakti is inferior, it is knowledge which is superior. This verse is saying one performed lots of austerities, lots of acquisition of knowledge, and then the person discovered that the ultimate knowledge is to know that reality and develop love for that entity. So that loving attachment to the Supreme is bhakti, and that is what the knowledge is leading the yogi, the ascetic, the karmi, the tapasvi to this sentiment. That the knowledge ultimately leads to the devotional sentiments. This can be explained with a very beautiful example of someone finding a gold ring during a walk on the beach. So this person has found the ring and he's thinking that someone has dropped this ring, but it will not be valuable. Otherwise, how this person will be so careless? It may be worth $10. And he just picks up the ring and puts it in his pocket, brings it home and just puts it on a table. But during the weekend, when his friend visits his house, he happens to see the ring and says, wow, this is gold ring. This is a golden ring. Where did you get it? And it is studded with a stone also. So the friend is surprised. How do you know this is gold? Yes, I have some knowledge about gold, and this is definitely pure gold and it must be worth $500. So the person is very happy to hear that, and his love for the ring increases. And then he also advises him to go to a jeweler and show the ring to him because the stone could be diamond. So the person visits a jeweler few days later, and to his surprise, the jeweler says, this is pure diamond and it is worth about $10,000. Now this person's joy knows no bounds. Wow, this diamond is $10,000, such a fortune. So earlier he was not knowledgeable about the glories of that ring, the value of the ring. He was careless, he was not loving to that entity, but now he is. So knowledge brings that transformation. The same formula can be applied to God. We do not know who God is. We don't realize that the very fact that we are taking breath is actually the magic of God. Along with the soul, He is seated in our heart, and all these miracles are happening in our body. We are taking breath, all these systems are functioning. For example, when we eat the food, in a magical way the food gets processed into rasa, the liquid, and that gets converted into rakta, the blood, and that into majja, the bone marrow, and that into meda, the muscles, and that into asti, the bones, and then into such elements and the shukra, the semen. So the 7 dhatus are formed by the process of the churning of the food, which is happening automatically. And the Lord in various scriptures has described that this is His energy which is digesting the food. The construction of our body is equally fascinating. It all got built up in the mother's womb. Isn't that magical? So we know all these casually. We don't sufficiently love that entity which is doing so much for us. Our breath, the circulation of blood, the air that is flowing in our body, the nature around us, the flora and fauna is all the creation of God. All the different fruits, the different grains, the different milk products, milk, the product of the cow, the cattle, is all the creation of God. The sunshine, the moonshine, the rivers and the mountains. But then we haven't developed that love and respect and the service attitude to that entity. And when we come to know about that knowledge, then our love deepens. And that is called bhakti, the devotion. Like we quote from the Holy Bible, thou shalt love thy God with all thy might, with all thy soul, with all thy heart. What is it? That is devotion. The Holy Quran says, Ma khalaqtal inswa jin illela abdun. The Lord made insan, the humans, so that they can do ibadat, the worship of the Lord. That is also devotion. And the song of God, Bhagavad Gita and other Hindu scriptures are full of such sentiments. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. Come to the shelter of the Lord. Discard all other rules and regulations. There are no do's and don'ts if we believe in the surrender. The surrender, the loving devotion is so much appreciated by the divine that no other rules and regulations are any more applicable. So this is what happens to a jnani when he comes to know about the supreme entity, the Almighty, the God. And that is why bahūnāṁ janmanām jñānavān prapadyate vāsudevam sarvam sa mahā-ātmā su-durlabhaḥ. After many births of austere practices, the aspirant in the spiritual realm comes to know God, and then he surrenders, then he expresses his loving devotion. So bhakti, the devotion, is superior to jnana, is the knowledge we are reflecting on. Let us use this reflection in our meditation when we do our Formula 44, 4 techniques of exercises, 1 round of meditation, 2 rounds of walking, 3 rounds of pranayam, the breathing techniques, 4 rounds of Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation, and the 4 elements of food habits. When we get up in the morning, we drink 2-3 glasses of hot water, sip over a period of time. We don't forget to consume 1 fistful of nuts and dry fruits every day, 2 helpings of fruits, and our meal should have a good amount of cereals, lentils, vegetables, the green leaves, salads, etc. So nutritional food, the 4 elements, water therapy in the morning, and the 4 exercises including 1 round of meditation is Formula 44 all about. So today's verse number 719 will be the theme. And thank you all very much, and see you in the next video. Take care.